Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed and welcome to my mobile device security audit project. I'm going to give you guys a wide overview here. So we're looking at the security configuration settings used on a group of iPads from an organization. Over 500 iPads were used in this organization, and the security settings that they had before we did the audit were very bare bones and left a lot of gaps. So the two settings that they had before we conducted the audit and we implemented the changes to the security settings are as follows. One, they had a list of blocked applications, and two, they had an offline lockout policy. That's it. Now, what we changed on a wide overview were really like two main things that impacted many different settings on these devices that reduce the security gaps. The first change was we completely disabled end users from logging into these devices with Apple ID. And the second thing we did is we completely disabled the App Store, because we don't want any apps on these devices that aren't pre-approved by IT. If there needs to be an app on these iPads, we can push one out to the devices via our MDM. So this is pre-audit MDM settings. The purple settings are the ones that only existed pre-audit. All these purple settings, not all, but many of them are connected to end users being able to use Apple ID on these devices, which I said we disabled. And we have here a nice little line framework mapping where we're referencing the exact issue we found with these settings. And we have on the far right the compliance status, whether it's compliant or not, or compliant under conditional use. This is a pre-audit MDM setting, and this is the post-audit MDM setting. Now right here we have the risk register. So we have a pre-audit risk register and a post-audit risk register. We have on the risk register a description, risk ID, which is just the numbers here are the columns in the pre-audit MDM settings or the post-audit MDM settings. We have the likelihood of the occurrence. We have the impact of the occurrence. We have a score, which is likelihood times impact. We have the owner, the one responsible for making the change, mitigation status, and the next steps. So you see under the pre-audit risk register, the next steps were for us to make changes in the MDM. Post-audit, we brought this score down from a 59 all the way to a 40 for all these settings except for one, because the setting here, which is airdrop enable on devices, is mitigated by the fact that users aren't able to log in via Apple ID and they're not able to download any apps. So really, these devices in many cases are almost being used as loaners. There's a lot of there's not really data that they'll be able to get into that's confidential and that they'll be able to exfiltrate via airdrop because of the heavy restrictions we have on Apple ID and the App Store. So I hope you guys have a clear understanding of this project. You can contact me at my email, mohammed.abusaidi@gmail.com, or LinkedIn, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a nice day.